Hi, this is Avar from Scrappy Mania, and today I have a product review. I'm going to be evaluating this Stamp Perfect tool against my homemade tool. This tool, I found it at Michael's. I used my 50% coupon, so it came out to $14.49. It retails for $24.99, which is a good deal. Even at that price, it's a good deal. You might have seen in the market some other stamping tool called Misty. It looks just like this one. The medium, or the original Misty, because they have 3 sizes now. The original Misty, which is the medium size or the middle size, it's a little larger than this. This one measures 7 inches by 9, and the stamping surface of this one is 7.37 inch by 5.5. So it's a little smaller than the Misty. I've seen the product comparison between this one and the original Misty. I think it's about an inch smaller stamping surface than the original one. However, the Misty, the original Misty, is $60. This is $24.99, and if you happen to get a coupon, even a 40% coupon will bring this down to less than $15. So way better this one than the Misty. And I've seen the mini Misty. The mini Misty retails for $40. So they're pretty pricey. And if you make, if you buy the scrapbooking Misty, which is the large 12 by 12, you can stamp a 12 by 12 paper, that one retails for $110. It's a little too much. I love the concept. It works great, but it's a little too much to pay for a tool that only does one function. I would pay $100 plus $60, $40 for a tool that I can do lots of things with. For like a sample, a set of dies. You get more than one die. There's a lot of dies. Or even you buy a die cutter, you can do a lot more stuff. So but for paying that much for just one tool and one stamping positioning tool, I never felt that I could justify that cost. And that's why I started creating my own version of that famous stamping tool. Okay, so I do have videos in how I show you how to create this out of wood, and I created different versions of it, and I have different hinges. By the way, this is my last one that I created, and I got them better as I created my different sizes of this tool. If you get metal hinges, these are the best hinges. You really need to get these because it lies flat. These little hinges, this one lies a little flatter, but you're better off with the big hinges, even if you put it on this one. I did create some for my sister, which I used all large hinges, and I made her 3 sizes as well. I did a mini this size, and then I went ahead and created a scrapbooking size for her. It was actually 15 by 14, and I used these large hinges. That's the best thing to do. The other thing that I've learned as I created my tools is wood is very good, and having a metal sheet at the bottom is also almost a must for these tools. So I created these tools, and I wanted to compare this tool with the ones that I've created. So we're going to compare this one with this one. You get 2 magnets with your Stamp Perfect. I like the lid. It's, what I like is it's very precise. Look how nice and the cut is right there. It's everything nice and squared and even. When you create your own tools, it's not 100% perfect, but it does its trick. So I'm going to compare it and see. Because if you, let's say you don't have the time to create your own tool, even though it's more economical, you may just want to buy this tool. And these magnets are not the best. They've been disintegrating, but it's the same with the Misty. These magnets, not the greatest. They really get messed up. I tend to go to Home Depot and buy the little ones, and I think the Home Depot magnets may be a little better. These are Home Depot magnets. They actually lasted more than those. And not really, they do have some wear and tear on them. So just be prepared to buy magnets and try to keep these aside. So let me go ahead and test Actually, let's test the Stamp Perfect first. I went ahead and got the sentiment stamp from Hampton Arts because I don't have anything like that, and I do like that you can stamp it with a solid color and then have a different color for the outline. So I'm going to do this Wish one. I'm going to bring my acrylic frame here to put these on there. And then I'm going to put this aside over here to get it out of the way. And I'm going to start with a piece of cardstock, and this is just regular, I believe is 110-pound cardstock. It's one of my scraps that I had in the room. And I'm going to use mustard seed for my solid color. And then for my outline, I'm going to use walnut stain distressing ink. I'm going to pick this up. Okay. The hinges are a little squeaky, and they're made of plastic. And I really don't like plastic hinges because I'm a klutz, so a lot of my tools tend to fall on the floor. And if this hits the floor on the wrong angle, it's gonna break. I don't have that issue with my wood ones that I've created because they have solid hinges and made out of wood, so they will not break. So let's go ahead and stamp my saying. And it needs another stamp, another impression. So I'm going to do it 3 times. Sometimes these magnets get in the way when you're stamping because it elevates the acrylic, so it doesn't let you really stamp down. So I moved them over to the side. See, that's a little better. If you put these magnets right there, it just gets in the way. I wish they had magnets that are a little thinner than those. Those are a little too thick. We really need them to come up with a really strong magnet, but that is like paper thin. I don't know if there's such a thing like that, but that'd be kind of good to have for these tools. Okay, so I did it 3 times, and now I'm ready to go ahead and stamp the outline. When one trick that I do for when I have layer stamps is I always try to match the top, the bottom, the left, and the right. And I usually, north, south, east, and west. So I want to make sure that the top is aligned. Then I make sure the bottom is aligned, and then I wiggle this over and make sure my left side is aligned and then my right side. So make sure you have north, south, east, and west aligned, and you should be good. And that even is true for larger stamps. If you just align those 4 points, you're going to be good. So let's see how well I aligned this stamp. I also got these stamps for 50% off. They're only $10. And if you got the 50% coupon, it came to $5. I really paid not much. I paid $12.49 and then $5. So less than 20 bucks. I got my stamps and my tool, which to me that was a bargain. Look at that. Beautiful. It really stamps very nicely. And that's what I was expecting from this tool. Just clean it off. And then now let's go ahead and bring over my tool. And my tool doesn't lay all the way flat because of these little hinges. They don't really hyperextend as well. So that's why I recommend that if you're going to make one of these tools, you get these heavy duty hinges, because look, it bends all the way back. So it really will lay flat. Now, my tool is a lot more economical, even getting it at 50% off, because I used wood that was lying around the house. And this wood is not that expensive. You can get a small little piece of wood at your local hardware store for about a couple bucks. The sheeting, the metal sheet, I got a 12 by 12 for like $3 and something cents. And I got like 4 tools out of that, or 3 tools out of that. And then the acrylic, the plexiglass was the most expensive of the whole projects. And I was able to get about, let me see, the plexiglass cost me $15. I was able to create 2 12 by 12 because I bought the real big one. And I had them cut it to size for me. And sometimes they do that for free. So I was able to get 2 15 by 14 stamping tools. I was able to create 2 of these, actually, yeah, 2 of these tools this size. I don't know what size it was, because as I was cutting wood, I had scraps, and then I decided, that's a good size for another tool. And then I used that scrap to create one tool, and then that created a little more scrap, and then I went ahead and say, oh, that's a good size to make a mini. So I started cutting my wood down and my scraps down and making tools. So in total, I made about 8 tools, and I think I spent about $25. But yeah, I had a lot of stuff around the house too. I had a lot leftover wood and things. So it was pretty economical for me to create my tools. But if you don't have all that stuff, I think this tool, the Stamp Perfect, will be a better option for you instead of going out and buying all the acrylics and the hinges and the metal sheet and all that stuff. So I'm going to do it 3 times, so that way we can compare apples with apples and oranges with oranges and whatever that saying is. I'm Puerto Rican, so sometimes my husband really jokes because he was born in Chicago and he's from Chicago. He laughs at me because sometimes I distort the sayings because, of course, I didn't grow up with those sayings. So okay, so I went ahead and stamped it 3 times. Now I'm going to take my outline and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to line north, south, east, and west. Get that aligned as best as I can. Sometimes it's hard to align these blocks. I think it's going to look good anyhow. A lot of times, even if you don't get the alignment perfect, it still looks nice. So you really don't have to concern yourself too much to really get it perfect. And I should have cleaned the stamp. I didn't clean the stamp, so that's why there's a little outline of on there. But that was not the tool. That was just me not cleaning in between my last test. Okay. Now let's look at that. So they work the same. You're going to get the same results. The only thing you need to think about is if you're going to invest time and money in creating these tools, your original tool. So both do the trick. They both work the same. You'll be happy either you create your own tool, your stamping tool, or if you buy this Hampton Knot, so the results are the same. So your decision. So as you can see, the results are the same from my homemade stamping tool and the Stamp Perfect tool. The only thing that you need to figure out if you want to invest your time to create your own tool and want to invest more money, because it will cost you a little more to create your own tools. However, you can create multiple different sizes of tools with that. So the results are the same. So the only thing you need to decide if you want to invest time to create your own tools. And then of course, because you're going to have a lot of leftover material, you're going to end up maybe more than likely creating three or four tools, depending how much material you buy. Or you can just buy this tool from Michaels, and for $12.49 with a 50% coupon, or $24.99, which is still a reasonable price. You just buy the tool and you're done with it. You have a stamping tool. So I hope you liked this video review, and I hope it was helpful, and thank you for watching. Bye now.